Hello and welcome. My name is Dr. Tina Ray and I'm an educational and child psychologist. Today I'm going to focus in my Teens and Tweens session, number 15 in this series of 20, on the topic of healthy relationships, because I think that these are crucial to our overall well-being and good mental health. So what do I mean by a healthy relationship? I think a relationship that's healthy is one which really does promote and ensure the well-being of everyone involved. So what it means is that both of us together in that relationship reciprocally work together to ensure the other person is okay. They're loved, they're nurtured, they're esteemed, they're valued, and we pull each other up rather than push each other down. And I think there are huge benefits of having good relationships. So I'm sure that you'll have lots of ideas that you can think of, but just in terms of not feeling lonely, in terms of building your self-esteem, your confidence levels, in terms of simply having fun and enjoying life, it's really important to have these healthy relationships. So the opposite side or spectrum here is that we can have really unhealthy relationships. And this is really what I want us to focus on today. And this is basically a relationship that doesn't ensure that everyone in that relationship is okay, that their well-being is being looked after and nurtured. What tends to happen when a relationship is unhealthy is that one party benefits, one person in the relationship is okay, but the other party or the other person doesn't benefit. And these kinds of relationships are really damaging to both people, but particularly to the person who doesn't benefit. Because usually what happens is that they are more at risk of developing more serious mental health difficulties. And we need to be very aware in relationships with others, whether they're same-sex relationships or opposite-sex relationships, that what we don't get involved in is that horrible nastiness of controlling behaviours, which are incredibly dangerous and damaging. So lying, cheating, disrespect, they're all signs that a relationship is not healthy. And so is trying to control your boyfriend, your girlfriend, even if it's out of jealousy. This is not a healthy response. So if you're experiencing things like someone trying to control your phone without your permission, keeping track of what you do on social media, telling you who you can and can't go out with or be around, who your friends should be, this is controlling behavior and you need to be very, very wary of it. If you think your relationship with someone is unhealthy, you need to talk about it to a trusted adult ASAP, as soon as possible. Because sometimes you can help to fix things by talking about your feelings, and you can make changes in that relationship and you can change the rules in that relationship. But sometimes that doesn't happen. And if it doesn't get better, then you really do need to actually get some additional help and support and advice. Relationships are important to us, and we need to be in the ones that are healthy, in which someone treats us with genuine respect. Aggression in relationships doesn't just have to be physical. It's not about someone actually hurting someone physically. Sometimes this controlling behavior is really kind of passive aggressive, we call it. So it can take the form of someone just ignoring you, giving you the so-called silent treatment, or spreading nasty rumours about you. And I think you'll find, if you think about this and discuss it together in your groups or with your close friends, that there are lots of different types of relational aggression that maybe some of you sadly will have experienced. And we need to really be on our guard against this. And this is because ultimately what it can lead to, of course, is domestic violence within relationships. And this is really, really a very touchy, very difficult topic. We know that around 3 million women across the UK have experienced rape, domestic violence, forced marriage, stalking, sexual exploitation, trafficking, and other kinds of violence. Every single year this goes on. And this is important to remember because these are really huge numbers. And I really am very passionate about the fact that I don't want children and young people to become another one of these statistics, these sad, very sad statistics. So being aware of this now, even at a younger age, is really, really important if we're to guard against us getting involved in such abusive relationships. There are lots of sources of support, of course, the National Domestic Violence Helpline, the Men's Advice Line for men who have been abused in those relationships, amongst Refuge, Women's Aid and Mankind. So these are these agencies that I know provide really wonderful advice and support. So it's important you find out about them if you're worried, if you're concerned, and you get the kind of help that you need. Healthy relationships rely on good communication between each other, with each other. So it's important that we develop our skills of communicating. We're open, we're emotionally literate, as I said in the previous session. We know how to talk about and share our feelings, our worries, our concerns. How am I going to know if my relationship is healthy? Okay. I think this is when you will feel good in that relationship for most of the time. Like our mental health, it's not going to be perfect all the time. No one has the perfect relationship. This doesn't exist, okay? Very important to remember that. But a healthy relationship, even though there are moments when you might just get on each other's nerves a wee bit and rub each other up the wrong way, a healthy relationship makes you both feel good about yourself. So if you're wondering whether your relationship is solid, if it's really sound, if it's healthy, then here are some of the things I think you need to think about. Respect. Do you listen to each other? Really listen? Do you both feel heard? Do you treat each other like friends, trusted friends? Are you proud of each other in your relationship? And are you kind and compassionate? So that element of respect. Think about this. If you're answering no to most of these, then there is something very wrong. Trust and honesty. Are you both cool about spending time apart from each other? Do you have other circles of friends? Are you okay with both meeting your friends outside of your own relationship? Do you feel secure in your relationship? Do you trust and have faith in each other's decisions? Honesty. Are you honest? And can you admit when you're wrong in something, when you're wrong about something? Do you both feel that you can tell the truth to each other? And can you talk openly about your feelings, even when that's hard, it's difficult sometimes? Equality and good communication, the other characteristics. There is a sense that you need to both be making decisions together about how you spend your time, what you do. It's a joint affair. Do you give and take equally? Do you both compromise? Because if one of you is compromising all the time, again, that's the pointer that it's not quite as healthy as it should be. Do you consider both people's feelings when taking and making decisions? Do you ask each other, how do you feel about this? Is this okay? Do you talk together? Are you good communicators? Do you tell each other how you're feeling? If you disagree with each other, can you do that without disrespecting each other? And can you listen to each other without judging? This is a lot to take in. I'm aware of that. You may want to go over this and have another look, another listen to this, but very important. These are really key pointers as to what is a healthy relationship. So stop and think now. And this is really a final pause moment for you to really reflect on this. What would be your ideal relationship now that we've actually looked at, discussed, presented all these issues? Okay. So you've seen what I am saying the characteristics of a positive, a good, healthy relationship are. Is there anything else that you would think would make it more ideal or even better? What would you suggest? And also, of course, before I finish, it is really, really important to remember this. If you feel in any sense that your relationship is unhealthy, that there are lots of things that you're slightly worried about in terms of the way you communicate, the way you treat each other, that you're being maybe marginalized or being controlled in any way, the first hint of this, it's vital that you get the kind of help that you need. And talking to that trusted adult in school or at home is an absolute essential. Okay, so hopefully again, this session will have given you some pointers, some advice to incorporate into your toolbox of well-being at this current time. And maybe just a moment of reflection in terms of really thinking about what constitutes a healthy relationship. So thanks once again for listening, and I hope that you join me in the next session after this one.